The idea that we penalize any celebrations in the NFL, in pro sports, is totally absurd. The penalty should be, if it delays the game, it's a delay of game. This is professional entertainment. We don't need excessive celebration penalties. And the league saying, it's too sexual in nature. Meanwhile, after this extra point, we're going to try to sell you Viagra for 30 seconds. And then when we come back from commercial, we're going to be zoomed in on a cheerleader's crotch and pan out.
Yep.
Like, give me a break that it's too sexual. And that wasn't even the penalty that bothered me the most. Michael Crabtree catches a 2-point conversion. In a moment of supreme joy and excitement, he thinks he's won his team the game. He throws the ball in the air and does the throat slash. That's 15 yards. 15 yards. It is such a perfect microcosm for the NFL's, at times, ridiculous priorities that excessive dancing carries the exact same penalty as targeting a player's brain with your helmet. It's 15 yards. Don't you dare do it, young man. It's absurd.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I've always been under the belief, I'm not a celebration guy. So one of my mantras is celebrate rarely, grind daily. But
that's what he was doing. He was grinding. Sorry, go ahead.
No, he was twerking.
But my belief has always been, you have a right to be human. When my daughter was born, I couldn't control myself. I started crying.
Yeah.
Like when I got my agent, I was in Las Vegas. I was 27 years old. I'd worked my whole life. I'd sacrificed. And I remember the color of the carpet was brown. The wall was beige. The couch was blue. It was such an indelible moment in my life that a lady named Liz called and said, "We think you're fantastic." I'd worked my whole life to be, and at 27, somebody said,
"We want you."
I was like, tears.
Right.
So you have to understand, humans have a right to be human. Well, if you think you win a game in the Superdome, like I watched Crabtree, I will say this, there are times within a second you can't control yourself.
It was total joy. It was, oh my God, my coach took this huge risk. He chose to throw it to me, and it worked, and we won.
Like a blanket.
Week 1, the Crabtree, who's had a nice career but maybe hasn't lived up to the college hype, that was one of the highlight moments of his professional life. And people say, act like you've been there before. He's never been there before. Crabtree's never caught a 2-point conversion with 30 seconds left to win the game, and people get angry at sack dances. Man, some of these defensive linemen work all year, and they end the season with 4.5 sacks.
Most of them.
Right, most of them. Like, if you get 6, 7 sacks a year, you're a good player. A sack is a big deal. And the idea that we need to remove it from the league, what about the kids? Listen, I have a kid that plays high school sports at a pretty high level, might play college sports. And you know what I tell him if he wants to put up the 3 goggles or do any of the stuff NBA players do? You can do that when your games are on television. Until your games are on television, this is youth sports. Show some sportsmanship. But at the professional level, if you want to do the sea walk or you want to dab or you want to twerk, whatever you want, it's not offending my sensibilities. And the other thing is this, Colin. It's not actually offending anyone's sensibilities.
Nobody's offended by it.
It's one of these things where this is what you hear. Well, it doesn't bother me, but it might no, bump that. If it doesn't bother you, end of discussion. Like, it is a silly way to control these players that nobody actually wants controlled like that.